For the third day of our transformations chapter, we're going to take a look at rotations. A rotation is just a turn. So basically you're going to turn a figure about a certain point, which is called the center of rotation. And again, the figure should be the same shape and the same size, but it could be turned in a different direction. Again, the rotation of an object is called the image. And again, your original figure will be labeled with capital letters like A, B, C, D, E, and then your new image will be labeled with primes. So something like A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime. You can rotate either clockwise or counterclockwise. If you are rotating in a positive direction, so positive 90 degrees, positive 180 degrees, you're going to rotate counterclockwise. If you're going to rotate in a negative direction, so negative 90 degrees, negative 180 degrees, you're going to move the figure clockwise. There are rules for rotations, and I wrote down the positive directions for you, but again, memorizing may not be all that good for any of the transformations. I don't have any of the rules memorized, but I know how to turn my paper, or I know how to move the points to get my rotations. So here's what I do. I take my paper, and I take my paper so that it's sitting on my desk with the top facing up. If I want to turn my paper 90 degrees, I'm going to turn it on its side. I'm going to turn it to the left so that it's laying down. This would be a turn of 90 degrees. If I want to turn it 180 degrees, I'm going to take the paper and turn it completely upside down. If I wanted to go negative 90 degrees, I would take the paper and go to the right and put it on its side. So if you turn your paper, it makes the rotations a lot easier and you don't have to memorize as much. So steps for rotations. Plot the original figure on your graph paper. Determine the degree of rotation. They'll usually tell you. With rotations, a lot of times you'll see a capital R with a number next to it. The number is the number of degrees that you're going to rotate it. Then you'll turn your paper the correct number of degrees and copy down the new coordinates. Turn your paper back to the original place and then plot the new coordinates. So if we take a look at an example, this one we're going to rotate 90 degrees. So we're going to take our original figure, copy down the coordinates. So our coordinates are -1, 2, -1, and 2, 3. Then you're going to turn your paper 90 degrees. So I'm going to take the whole paper, turn it 90 degrees, so I'm going to turn it to the left on its side. And now, this point right here is at the point 1, -1. This point right here is the point 1, 2. And this point right here is the point -3, 2. So then what you're going to do is turn your paper back the right way, turn it back the way that it was in the beginning, and you're going to plot those new points. You're going to plot the point 1, -1. You'll plot the point 1, 2, and you'll plot the point -3, 2, and you'll have your new triangle. Again, no memorizing, just making sure that you know what 90 degrees is, and then turn your paper that way. For the other example on your notes, go ahead and take the same triangle that we have right here and see if you can rotate it 180 degrees. So you're going to take your paper, turn it upside down, copy down the new points, turn your paper back the right way, and plot the new points. Alright, what we're going to do for the last thing in this section is we're going to take a look at when you rotate around a point that's not the origin. So let's say that we want to take the triangle and we want to rotate it 90 degrees around the point -2, 1. So first thing that I would do is take my graph, plot my triangle, and then what you have to realize here is that you're looking at the point -2, 1 as your origin. So what I do is I actually draw something that looks like a horizontal line and a vertical line through the point -2, 1. And now that's my origin. So then what I'm going to do is take my paper and turn it 90 degrees again with the new origin on there. And basically what I want to do then is plot the points for this new triangle based on my new axis. So for this point here, from the origin, it's over 2 and up 1. So then what I would do when I go back to my original is from this origin, go back to up 1, and that would be where the new point would end up. Same thing for this point over here. When it's turned 90 degrees, from the origin, it's back 2 and up 4. So when I go to the original, that new point is going to be back 2, up 4, and that's where my new point will be. So the only difference when you're rotating around a point that's not the origin is that you want to make that new point look like your origin on a piece of graph paper.